Hello, my name is Mylin Nguyen, and today I will be presenting the benefits of technology in evidence. So my argument is that technology is beneficial as it has eased the process of compiling and storing evidence. Here's why. Well, you can access the World Wide Web through anywhere that has Wi-Fi, and there's a wide range of information to select from, so your options are not limited. And contacting is made easy, so you can contact someone from across the world through mediums such as Skype or instant messaging or email. Well, for convenience, there's already pre-existing information, so you do not have to actively create data, such as conducting an experiment or doing a survey or creating a poll. You can actually just go online and check for any government censuses or case studies. And so this reduces time, and time is money, so therefore you do not waste as much money as well. And in turn, this increases work efficiency. For categorization, there's separation of information and management through different accounts. So if one computer is being used by multiple people, you can organize your information and work by different accounts. So one person's report and one person's presentation, they would know whose is what, and there wouldn't be any interference or messing up with another person's work. And so this can be done through web-based software such as Google Drive. There's Google Slides for presentations, there's Google Docs for reports and essays, and there's Google Sheets for data, diagrams, and graphs. So the connection to historian is seen because historian presents that eyewitness accounts can be unreliable and that testimonies can be unintentionally biased, since testimonies are usually based on what people focused on or remembered. And the train of thought isn't as clear since it's in the past, and so past events can't be retold with as much clarity. And this is important since through technology you can recover past events, and for example, you can go to someone's social media account and see, okay, so they posted that they were at location A at this time. This could be used at court, since they could say, okay, this person has an alibi, there's evidence that he was at this location, and therefore he has no connection to this location and this event. And another example would be Anthony Ray Hinton's case. He was held on state's death row for 28 years and was wrongfully convicted for 2 murders. However, further analysis and the recovering of evidence proves his innocence. So someone of power, so a judge or a lawyer or an attorney, can go to a district attorney's office or innocence commissions or contact them as long as they have a pre-existing relationship with the victim as to see how the judges came to the decision of saying, okay, he's innocent or he's guilty, and seeing how they came to the conclusion and recover evidence and make sure that things go smoothly and there weren't any hitches that might have caused someone's life to go to jail and waste their life like that. The next connection is to extrasensory perception, and where they say you can experience data that was recorded in the past and that misdeeds could be discovered, and data can be examined at different timescales and perspectives. And so you can also predict and record weather patterns. This is important since in Southeast Asia, near Thailand and Vietnam, if they record the weather patterns, they can maybe predict whether monsoon season, which is where there's heavy rain and storms and wind, they can see whether it'll come early or late and plan accordingly, so that way there's less crop failures, and that way people will have more food and their economy will balance since they planned accordingly. So Lawrence L. Weed, which was the developer of POMS, which is a patient information organizing system, once said that I believe the hospital record can be the focal point for scientific care and training. And so the POMS was the basis for PROMIS, which was a problem-oriented medical information system. So it includes a database for each patient, organizes their information, and it's used in hospitals all over the world. So hospital records can collect information, they organize them, they provide possible diagnosis, and they also keep information listed for further use. This is important since if a patient takes aspirin, which is a blood-thinning agent, we need to list this down, so in the future if there's some kind of illness or condition, doctors and operating surgeons can see, okay, he took this medicine, so that way we should take into mind that if we're going to operate on him, and we know what kind of operations to do since he might have some kind of problem if there's too much blood loss. So there are some opposing views. Someone may argue that there's more time spent on sorting if there's too much unreliable evidence. However, you can get unbiased evidence and actual accurate truth if you go over multiple credible sources where you can access online, and it's fairly simple. Another person may argue that privacy issues may be breached since technology can find information very easily, and so that can be used to harm against each other. However, people often think before they post, however that may not always the case. They can always think before they post, and if someone doesn't do anything wrong, there shouldn't be any problem. However, a limitation of mine would be that information online can be permanent. And so this can be a flaw and a mar on their record and would not help with their reputation. So my conclusion is that the use of technology can ease the process of collecting evidence by connecting people and information together, and in turn that makes evidence easier to access. And these are my cited sources.
All right. Let me ask you a couple of questions. So, if you have more time, what additional research would you conduct related to this issue?
So I would conduct more statistics because I didn't include as much. I did have a statistic, but it wasn't as beneficial to my argument, and so I decided not to use that and use more relevant information that could be used in my IMP. But I will probably gather more data and find more statistics and include that in my IWA.
Okay. So what information did you need to know before you began your research, and how did you find that?
So of course, I had to know what was going on in the stimulus materials, such as historian, extrasensory perception, and choose what connected them and possible ideas that I would want to gather data on, and use that information from the stimulus materials to create an argument that I would be comfortable with.
All right. Okay. Thank